time. Back when I was an officer in the 90s. Let's talk about it. This story time is about working down Lawton and finding an inmate in the back of the dormitory assaulted. Now, when I say we found him, yeah, we found him. And what happened was, a lot of times, like I said, down Lawton, officers is not doing no security checks and all of that stuff like that. You're supposed to, but you don't. Like I told you, Lawton just pretty much ran itself. The inmates ran Lawton. That's the bottom line. Anybody that know about Lawton back in the 90s, inmates ran it. Now, most of the time, the only way you're gonna really like go back there where the showers are at, or go and check the dorm and do security checks is if an inmate may come up and say you need to come here, or they may put a bug in your ear. Hey, you need to get in the back, or you need to walk, or y'all need to do this, that, and the third. If not, you ain't going back there. So what had happened was the inmate had got jumped by several of the other inmates, and that's why he was laid out like that. He was a part of like one of those gangs that they had in D.C. I can't remember the exact name of the crew or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but dude was stretched out in the back, and we had to call medics, and he had to be rushed to the hospital. So the guy was fighting for his life. Once he got to the hospital in Virginia, that boy was fighting for his life. And the reason we found out what had happened was, see, this is the thing about D.C. When I say D.C. is small, you got to be careful whose mama you hurting, whose sister you hurting, whose brother you hurting, who you may unalive or anything like that, or did harm to on the street. Because when you get in them institutions, it's a whole different ball game. And this guy, he was over at the jail, but once he got sentenced, he had to go down Lawton. Once he get down Lawton, it's a wrap. Come to find out, word on the street was the dude that had harmed somebody's mother. The dude was on his way down to Lawton. And like I said, the jailhouse news or the jailhouse gossip is the quickest gossip that you ever gonna find, because they get it before we do. So this guy, he's down there, and they set him up. They set him up. They wanted to unalive him, but he wasn't unalive. We were able to, inmates, like I said, they dropped the word, like they do that back in the back, and y'all need to go back there. And the way they do it is they don't just come out and say it. They just may walk past like, yeah, you better do a security check, stuff like that. They don't just come out and tell you, you better do a security check, something going in the back, or some things like that. You just never know with an inmate. It's a code. But as an officer working in corrections, as long as I was, once you learn the codes, you just know, and you abide to the code. The moral of this story is you got to be careful, because the dude had done harm to somebody's mom, and the guys had already put word out that he was coming down there, and when he come down there, they was setting it up to get him, and that's what happened. And he probably, I'm sure he didn't know that this woman had sons that was locked up down Lawton. So you just never know. So you got to be careful who you're harming on these streets, because they got a mother, father, sister, brother, uncle, cousin. And when you get in the institution, yeah, they will put a hit out on you, or they will do harm to you some kind of way. So you got to be careful, and you just better know what you're doing while you free on the streets, because once you get in that institution, it's a whole nother ball game. Like I said before, stay tuned for the next session.